These are the reasons why I want to change the title of this channel from Islamic Response 21st Century to Iqbal's Response 21st Century. What would have been the Iqbal's vision in this time now, right? We need to do that work. We are the Iqbals of our time. We are the Iqbals of our time. Okay, so Islamic Response 21st Century is now Iqbal's Response 21st Century. The reason for this little change is because three reasons. Number one is that when I started this channel, which is now gaining a little bit of momentum, I wanted other academic talented Muslims to join me to promote the work of Islam in the modern times. But there are actually very few people in Pakistan who do this type of work, moral work, Islamic work, activism, and promoting skill-based talent freely. Very few people in Pakistan who do this type of work freely. Pakistan is a country who is suffering from too much influence of money and status and these type of things. So very few people do these type of things freely. So there weren't many people who gave time continuously and helped me with this continuously. So Iqbal is a personality that perfectly depicts or I want to depict his personality in the modern times. So this has always been my desire. So if I'm appearing more, then this title is more fitting. Secondly, because I live in Pakistan, I also want and I want to promote Islam practically, not just like Iqbal said, khirdne kya bhi diya, la ilah to kya hasil, dilo nigah musalman nahi to kuch bhi nahi. If intellect incites to say no God but Allah, for what it's worth, it is meaningless unless affirmed by heart and inner sight, by actions, right? It is meaningless. So there is no practical applicability of Islam in Pakistan at any level. So because my content, I also want to promote activism and content in Pakistan as well. So many of my videos are in Urdu. So because there is a combination of Urdu and English, so again Iqbal's personality perfectly depicts what I want to do on this channel. And thirdly is a personal reason, is because a few years ago I have actually dreamt about this, and I have seen Iqbal, Allama Iqbal, in my dreams twice. And in one of my dreams I saw myself on a podium with him, and he was giving a speech, and then I moved towards the podium, and almost it was like a hint to me that somebody has to take the position of what Iqbal did several decades ago, right? Somebody has to take that position in this time, right? So Allama Iqbal was an absolute genius of Pakistan, of the Muslim world in the subcontinent, right? The best thinkers of Pakistan. He was a mujaddid. His works actually perfectly depict Islam in the modern times, or how we should depict Islam in modern times, right? So there are very few Muslims who speak things ahead of time like Iqbal did, and these are the reasons why I want to change the title of this channel from Islamic Response 21st Century to Iqbal's Response 21st Century. What would have been the Iqbal's vision in this time now, right? We need to do that work. We are the Iqbals of our time. We are the Iqbals of our time, and we need to do this type of work. It is very important to return back to the real values. We are not calling for a radical change in the system. We are talking about returning back to the original system of our founding fathers like Allama Iqbal, like Qaeda-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. We are the real Pakistanis. The Pakistanis in 1947 and before that who stood up for moral values, who stood up for truth, who stood up for justice, who stood up for Islam. Those are the ideologies we need. And in the modern time, there is the spirit of Gaza as well, the spirit of Gazans who have almost changed the world. Change is happening, and we need to join that. Restore the original system as imagined by Allama Muhammad Iqbal. And with that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.